Hello there everyone, Oversoul here. So I'm coming at you with another update video. Yes, another update video. Boy, these things are like a monthly or bi-monthly occurrence at this point. Anyways, I digress. So the first thing I want to talk about is actually going to make a few of you very happy. I've decided that the change I made getting rid of the whole intro and outro thing, it was a stupid change. Like, I've been doing that and it's been established and a big part of, every video I do for several years at this point. And the moment I cut it out because I caved into peer pressure, I was in a bad spot, emotionally, and I let things that people were telling me, like criticisms get to me. I was taking them to heart. And it was coming from people that don't even really watch my stuff anyways. And in turn, I was taking something away from the people who do watch my stuff on the regular, something that they genuinely enjoy, because I distinctly remember at least one of you being quite upset about me getting rid of that outro. So, it's been like a month or two, and I gotta be honest, I don't like that I stopped doing it, because it has made it harder for me to figure out how to end my videos. You may have noticed in some of my recent Let's Plays, at the end I'm just like, okay, that's the end. What do I do now? Bye, I guess. And it's awkward, it's weird, and I don't like it. So I would rather just go back to the way things were, because frankly, I don't know why I ever stopped it in the first place. I was overthinking things, I was being too hard on myself, I was in a bad spot, and that happens sometimes. You guys may notice sometimes, and it's a normal thing for people that deal with mental health issues on the regular. Sometimes I just get into like a bad spot or a defeatist mentality, and that ends up affecting how I feel about this. But the truth is, deep down, making YouTube videos is one of my favorite things I do. I am at my happiest a lot of the time when I am editing videos. The problem is that sometimes I feel overwhelmed because I feel like I'm trying to adhere to a non-existent schedule, or I'm trying to fight to get certain games out at certain times so that they're still relevant, and yada yada, and sometimes it does feel like a bit much. I still love doing it. I love doing video editing. I love uploading stuff to YouTube and putting it out there. I love recording things. It's like a weird obsession I have. I love doing it, but it is definitely a double-edged sword. And I definitely had more of a character and personality when I was, doing the outro and stuff, so I think I should keep that in, because it helps my outros flow, and it's something that people are used to and they've come to know, and it's a catchphrase of mine. It's what makes me unique and sets me aside from other Let's Players. It's my thing, and I think it's something that I should just continue to do, regardless of what people think. Whether they love it, whether they hate it, whether they're indifferent about it. Frankly, at the end of the day, it's my goddamn channel, so I'm gonna do what I want to do anyways, and fuck what anyone thinks. No offense to anyone out there, but that's how it should be anyways. You're the artist, it's your art, do what you want with it, alright? This channel is my canvas, and I'm going to paint what I want, and people who like it will stop and look at it, and people who don't will go right on past it, and that's how it should be, But people who stop and take their time to go out of their way and be critical, like I've got someone who clicks the dislike button on every single video I upload, and I don't know if it's because they genuinely don't like my content or if they're just an asshole, but my theory, and I've made jokes about them being like secretly attracted to me and whatever, but honestly that's just to chastise them, as they so rightfully deserve, for being such a dickhead. But my theory is that this is somebody who didn't like a comment that I posted on another video, like one of the other YouTubers I watch, and a completely innocent comment about me like agreeing with something that they said in the video or something, but this person was so vehemently against the message of that video that they've gone out of their way to start trolling people who they disagree with on what I would like to call a political spectrum, but I'm not sure if that really counts, because the video in question was a video making fun of Elon Musk, and you know, the his defenders, the muskrats they call them, came out and were, you know, like foaming at the mouth over this completely innocent comedy video. And you know, they called it political when it decidedly wasn't political, and you know, they took issue with anyone who enjoyed the video. I happen to be one of those unlucky people who has enough of a sense of humor to enjoy the video, and they didn't like that. So these people are like going out of their way to be, you know. So that's basically where my hate stalker came from. It's just some butthurt person who didn't like that I don't see, that I don't, you know, carry their exact same views or something like that. And long story short, there's nothing that I actually did wrong to deserve that behavior from someone, but they do say that a sign of success is having a hater. So maybe I'm doing something right after all. Who knows? But that's all besides the point. I'm just saying, though, that kind of behavior is toxic, is what it is. You know, it's toxic behavior. And I shouldn't be letting toxic behavior get to me, you know. And people are entitled to their criticisms and whatever, you know, completely harmless, you know, stuff like that. But there are some people who just go out of their way to just, I don't know, make you feel bad for no reason, you know, because misery loves company, you know. So like, they don't like the fact that you're happy and enjoying what you're doing, and they want you to hate it, and they want you to hate yourself, so they're trying to ruin it for you. And I'm not gonna let shit like that get to me, you know. So if the hate stalker is out there watching this, mwah, love you, baby. Keep up the good work. Anyways, though. No, but seriously, and yeah, like, the feedback that I had gotten, like I said, taste is subjective, and people have different things going on, you know, different things that they like and don't like. There are people who have watched my videos regularly who don't enjoy, like, Funky Hurdles has told me before that he thinks my outro is too wordy. Yeah, I respect his opinion, but I like it, so it sticks, you know. It's just stuff like that. I don't think any less of him for having that opinion. He's still one of my closest friends. He's a great guy. And I don't think he thinks any less of me for not changing that whole thing, you know. And let's put it this way. I was open-minded enough to take this feedback in from several people and actually make the change, but I decided I didn't like the change, and now I'm going back. You know, I tried it. I didn't like it. I don't want to do it that way anymore, so now I'm backpedaling, which is perfectly fine, because it's okay to be open-minded and try things. That's something that should be encouraged. You know, it shows that you're listening, shows that you're taking feedback seriously. But anyways, so basically that was just a really wordy way of saying that the old intro and outro are coming back, and I'm not going to change that again. That being said, though, the big news here, and something that might upset you a little bit, is that eventually I am probably going to stop doing Let's Plays. I don't know when, I don't know for sure. I've thought about it a couple times. I'm like, well, maybe in a couple years, maybe when I blah, 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 you know, I'd like to, you know, finish this and finish that, and I'd like to have an actual ending. But you know what? I'm not even going to overthink it like that anymore. It's just going to happen naturally when it's meant to. It could be 2 years from now, it could be 7. I don't know. It really depends on how I feel about this overall, because every time I try to quit, I always end up missing it and coming back. It never works. You know, I tried to go full live streams one time and I hated it. I missed the editing too much. You know, I just need more of a balance, you know, because it's hard to do this and work and have a social life and take care of things around the house and stuff like that too. And this does eat up a lot of my time. So obviously, I'm sure it's understandable if I'm not adhering to some kind of schedule, and plenty of you have told me before that you don't care if whether I adhere to a schedule. You know, some people are out there pumping videos out daily, but they also have the audience to justify that. I do not. I think it's completely justifiable if I'm only putting out 1 or 2 videos a week, you know, if even that sometimes. It's, you know, it's just kind of, it's a hobby, and I'm doing it in my time, you know, so. And you're watching the videos on your time. We are bartering each other's time, basically, is a way to look at it. It is a currency exchange of time. But I do at some point I will probably retire the Let's Plays and just stick to doing music videos, top 10 lists, stuff like that. Because sometimes it does get a little overwhelming, and sometimes I just want to enjoy the games without having to worry about my performance while playing them. I just want to like sit on the couch and play them leisurely. And it's not leisurely when you're playing for a Let's Play. It feels like work sometimes. So, yeah. The other thing is, I don't know if I'm going to live stream over on Twitch anymore, because, like, I still support other people over there, but as far as I just don't get the viewer retention on Twitch that I do over here. Since I already have a bit of a following over here, when I go live over here and people see it, they're more likely to watch here than they are over there. People just don't like change. And although a lot of people do still watch me on Twitch, and sometimes it just depends on the time of day I'm streaming, that's important too. But ultimately, in my experience looking at my stats and numbers, I get way more interaction when I live stream over here on YouTube than I do when I stream over there. So I don't know if I'm even going to try to stream on Twitch anymore, because trying to balance this is hard enough, but trying to do this and that at the same time is just, that's too much, man. That's too much. And then I will get overwhelmed. So I've already set up Streamlabs to start live streaming to YouTube from now on when I stream, so it is what it is. Yeah, so that's basically all I had. Right now I'm working on Resident Evil Revelations 2 is the next replay, which that's another thing too. I feel like it's been a while since I started this, and I kind of want to go back and do replays, not just of games I've played on my own, for you guys on the channel, but games that I've played way back when, before any of you that are actively watching now really started watching me, back when my only audience members were like Funky Hurdles and like one or two other people, So Resident Evil Revelations 2 is actually a Let's Play I did way back when, and now I'm like replaying the game for those of you that didn't get to enjoy it back then. You can get a updated, better quality version of my playthrough instead of going back and watching the old outdated version. So that's something I kind of want to tackle. You may have noticed I did it with Plague Tale Innocence, which is a game that I played on my alternate channel with no commentary and other stuff. And I think if it came down to it, if I eventually retired the Let's Plays, one of the last replays I would do would be Soma. We would go back and visit that again just for shits and giggles. I revisited Layers of Fear in VR, so there's been a lot of that, like, nostalgic rehashing thing that I've been doing, well, on top of also doing new Let's Plays like As Dusk Falls, which is a game that just came out on Game Pass. It's exclusive to Xbox, and I've been enjoying it, and I have 2 episodes out so far, Also, if you haven't seen them yet, Funky Hurdles and we finally finished the full version of the Hellblade music video. Some of you may have seen the beta version a while back, but now the full version is done and ready to go, and I really hope you enjoy it because it took way too long to make it. And of course, Reactions and Highlights 25 is only like a month or two around the corner, so if you haven't seen episode 24 yet, now is definitely the time to go back and watch that. For those of you who actually still care and are still watching that series, I kind of feel like the moment episode 22 hit, for some reason, some of you kind of like fell off and just like stopped watching Reactions and Highlights, and I don't really know why, because episode 23 was like the best one we've ever done. But yeah, so I'm hoping that continues, because episode 24, not as good as 23, but it still has its moments, Still has its moments, and we're only halfway through season 2. Just wait, when we hit the season 2 finale, when we hit episode 30, it's going to be just like episode 20, where it's going to be a big live streamed highlight reel of all the best moments from season 2. It'll be like a premiere, like we did with that one. So that'll be fun. I'm hoping to get some people in on some things before that happens, because I got like a bunch of guests in early in the season, but I haven't had any recently, and I'm hoping Wolf Brother Mythos gets his hands on a copy of Final Fantasy Origin Stranger of Paradise sometime soon, so that we could do a Let's Play of that. If only just one episode, I would still love to do something like that. I want to do something with him. That's on the bucket list. A Let's Play with Mythos. has to happen before I retire from the Let's Plays. That is a prerequisite. And I have to at least finish Season 2 of Reactions and Highlights. That's another prerequisite. So, there's a couple things we have going for us. Now, I wanted to try and do some more mega mixes, but I discussed it with Funky Hurdles, and it ultimately seems like it's going to be more work than either of us can really handle right now, so those probably aren't going to happen, I'm sorry to say. If we would have done it, there probably would have been 2 more and rounded it out at a nice 5, and the 5th one would have probably served as part of the channel finale, but I'll do something else instead. The man needs some time to work on his solo content, you know. He's I think he's still working on an EP or something, and I'd love to see him finish it. So completely understandable. You know, it doesn't really bother me. It's sad that we can't do it, but whatever, you know. There are other things that can be done. But also, yeah. What else was I gonna say? Oh, Jacksepticeye recently put out a video, and I posted it on my, community page, so if you go look there, you know how I can do text posts, like polls, and link other videos and stuff. Go check that out if you get the chance, because he basically explains a lot of the issues that creators have been having with YouTube lately, and a lot of it kind of explains why I struggle so much with this stuff sometimes. The big thing is, I found out, if you have videos that get copyright claimed or demonetized too much, which I have a few of them, like my entire Outlast playthrough is demonetized, you know, and of course, because of the music in some games like Kingdom Hearts and stuff, they have copyright claims. That actually affects your ability to show up in search results and recommended, you know, and other people's videos and stuff. Even though it doesn't actually hurt your channel from a copyright stance and it doesn't, block the video or anything, it still makes YouTube less willing to take a chance on you, because if they see you have a bunch of videos that can't make money because of copyright claims or being demonetized because of too much gore in the game or too much cursing from you or whatever, then they look at it like, oh, well, they're not going to make us much money because they have all these videos that can't make any money, so we're not going to greenlight them in the system, you know, we're just going to, leave them hidden. And that even happens with your own subscribers. Sometimes your own subscribers don't even see the shit you upload, even if they have notifications turned on, because YouTube is truly going out of their way to screw you over. And Jacksepticeye actually talks at length about this in his video, which I will link down below to make it easier for you to find. I highly recommend watching it. It is a good watch. It starts off with this whole controversy surrounding another YouTuber and YouTube being racist towards them, and then he, kind of veers off into the other subjects of things that are wrong with YouTube from a creator's perspective, from the perspective of a popular creator who actually has a YouTube rep, so he has some inside information, and even the popular people are like, yeah, the YouTube system is fucked and it's really hard for anyone to get off the ground anymore because of how fucked it is, then it's true, because even the popular creators are struggling sometimes with YouTube's BS copyright system and shit like that. It's a hurdle that even they have to jump through. So I highly recommend watching that video to gain some perspective and see how much shit those of us who create videos and upload them to YouTube really actually have to deal with, and why this is so hard, and why you should have a lot of respect for people who are successful at it, because fuck, they have to get through so much red tape to get to where they got to, But anyways, that's all I had. That's all I had for you. That's my update video. So I hope you enjoyed it. Look forward to more episodes of this, that, and the other thing coming soon. And, check out the stuff I recommended and yada yada and all that. Also, if you haven't, if you're a fan of Markiplier, he has a podcast called Distractable that he does with his friends Bob and Wade. It's really fun listen. I enjoy it. I recommend checking it out. But anyways, that's it, and so here comes the grand return of the old outro. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and click that like button, and as always, I will catch you possibly on another day, definitely at another time, and likely in another video. And whether you love that I say that or hate it, I really don't give a shit, because I'm going to do it anyways. Bye.